Hey everyone, it's Jamie and welcome back to my channel. Today we are rebuilding the Warden, the home where the one and only Judith Ward lives. For this home, I decided I wanted to do a kind of classic Hollywood, kind of like Victorian home. I was looking at a lot of older Victorian homes in the Hollywood area. I just felt like it kind of, fit what I was going for. You'll see here I'm playing with the roof and some things I end up just abandoning altogether. Like I said, I was looking at a bunch of different homes and a bunch of different ideas of what I wanted to do. I ended up really kind of going off of a lot of, or branching away from a lot of my my reference photos, and really just kind of doing some like what I wanted to do. And I really just wanted to build something big. I wanted to do brick, kind of like a nice brick red big home, and I wanted it to have lots of different rooms and secret corridors, and I really just wanted it to just be just like larger than life, I guess. I think Judith Ward, she's one of those pre-made Sims we all know about. You either love her or hate her. I think she's a fun character. Especially I love that there's the whole like plot point where her husbands don't sleep in the same room as her. I think that's really funny. And I know it's not funny, but I still think it is funny. And that's what I wanted for this, was just to do a nice big home that was deserving of Judith and her lifestyle. Much like the original home also, I did make it so that Judith and her husband have their own separate rooms. Judith's room has like its own bathroom, and it has like the fur carpeting, and it has like a fireplace. It's like very nice. It's very spacious. It doesn't have a walk-in closet, but it does have a big closet and dressing area, so I felt like that was kind of like a trade-off there. It's still very nice, still very big. I definitely probably could have made a walk-in closet, but I liked having the big spacious room, even though she really doesn't need as much space as I gave her, but I just thought it would be fun. We love drama, we love ridiculous spending, capitalism, And I used a lot of things from a lot of the build and buy mode items I used were from both Get Famous as well as Realm of Magic and Discover University. Like I said, I just wanted something big, very fancy, something that just felt like a little larger than life in some ways. And I love the lot it's over because it ends up looking over the hill very nicely. It's very beautiful. Like scenery, I love this lot. And I end up giving it, as you see, I'm starting to work on this really big, massive, kind of like tower. And then there's a bunch of like little smaller, skinnier towers. And just like a classic Victorian, there's a lot of bump outs and rooms and just ridiculous architecture, really. And I really just wanted it because I feel like Judith Ward, really would live in a big, fancy, kind of old Hollywood kind of aesthetic home, even if she isn't like a Silver Age actress. I feel like she still would want to live in that kind of lifestyle and home. Part of this home also, I was thinking a lot about the home, the big Hollywood home from Scream 3, which is by far, in my opinion, one of the worst of the Scream franchise. Still love it, but it's a mess. Messy. But you see here, I'm just adding on, and there's so much space. I feel like the Warden home, because I'd also done a renovation of it years ago, not years ago, but like maybe last year or so, and I put it on the gallery, and I had renovated it. I didn't tear it down. I took its existing structure and just kind of added things I wanted to it, made some rooms different, and I was happy with the renovation, but I really hated the outside of the home. It looked like a face, and also I don't know why it was blue. It's like a blue Suburban turned into like this Hollywood home. I don't know. So I decided that I was just gonna do just an actual Hollywood home, and that's all I wanted. Once again, I was just really thinking of something very elegant, very big, maybe a little ridiculous, especially since if you're thinking, like, oh, doesn't Judith live here alone? Like, yeah, probably. She probably does live here in this home alone a lot. So it's a little ridiculous, but I don't know. And I definitely gave her lots of activities and skill building items, because, that's very important. And there's so many bedrooms here. The old home only was like a 2-bedroom, and I was like, this is supposed to be like a mansion for like a major celebrity. I don't remember how many rooms that I'm putting here, but it's definitely at least 4, because there's one in the tower. There's, I believe, one in the top kind of like attic room. Then there's Judith, then one for her, whoever her current paramour is, and then there's even another one on the 2nd floor. I think there's 3 on the 3rd. No, there's 4. There's 4 on the 3rd floor. So there's at least 5 rooms here. There's a lot going on. As well as there's also just lots of rooms to do activities and just exist, which was like my goal for this. I really just wanted a very big, luxurious home. The roofing I'm not in love with. You'll see what I do later. I ended up trying to do some very fanciful kind of roofing. I was looking at a lot of what we might call the Second Empire style of the Victorian era. You see I'm starting to kind of put it in now. And I always think I want to do it, and then I do it and I go, ugh. And I don't know, maybe I'm just not good enough manipulating the roof in The Sims 4 yet. I don't know. But yeah, it just didn't really work out. Here, once again, I'm playing a lot with the roof. I really wanted to do a kind of cone roof like this, but it wasn't working with how the clipping works. Sometimes roofing in The Sims 4 is great. Sometimes it's obnoxious. I end up having a little bit of a clipping issue later, also in a different room. Sometimes The Sims 4 it's the best, really, when it comes to building in the entire Sim franchise, but it still upsets me sometimes. Sometimes I just want to yell at it. But I am overall pretty happy with this home. I think I feel like I did what I was setting out to do. I wanted something very elegant, something very big, something maybe even like a little behemoth-y and ugly. And I ended up going with the red brick because I just felt like the blue didn't feel, I don't know, I wanted it to really stand out, and I was thinking, okay, red stands out, scarlet letter, I don't know, something like that I was thinking of. But instead I ended up using, I believe, the bricks from City Living, which I don't know if those completely meshed super well, but I'm still pretty happy with them. I feel like I've been saying a lot. I didn't really plan what I was going to say in this voiceover, but I guess I could talk a little bit about Judith Ward. I think Judith Ward's one of those Sims, pre-made townie Sims that's like controversial, if you will. I don't say controversial, but definitely you either love her or you hate her. For example, I think Little Simsy, or is it Plumbella? Either one of them did like a poll not too long ago. They're like, who do you hate more, Nancy Landgrab or Judith Ward? And I was like a little offended because I love them both. I know Nancy is a criminal. She's like a crime lord, and she's like has like the worst traits in the game, but I still love her. Judith, I love a little bit less, but I still respect her. I think we should all have respect for her, for Judith. She definitely worked her way up, and even though she's been divorcing husbands, I would have definitely preferred them to be dying. So maybe I think in my save file I'll give her some dead husbands, because that could be fun. I don't know if they show up in your family tree still, or I definitely have to look into that. That's one thing in The Sims 4. So in The Sims 3, or was it the 3? Sims 2? I think it's The Sims 3. There's like a history system kind of thing, and you can pretty much you go up to any sim, and your own sims create these memory systems as time goes on. But for sims that you like, townie sims, they all naturally have their own memories, and when you meet a sim, you can look at their memories. And one of the things about The Sims 3 that's so interesting is you see Bella Goth in Strange Town, and there she has pretty much like her memories are completely wiped. She doesn't remember anything. And I wish there was some way to maybe do a memory system in The Sims 4, just because I think if you like, even if you like made her have husbands and they died, like maybe in her relationships they'd show up, but like I don't think in the family tree they would. So if there's any way to go back to adding a memory system, that could be more fun. I don't know. It's like things like that. Like there's some things in The Sims 3 I'm like, yeah, we don't need that. But like the memory system, I'm like, yeah, sure. I would happily take that. I know it'd be hard because then they would have to, I don't know, find a way to program it in for all the existing pre-made townie sims, as well as, which I mean, like, would that really be that hard? I don't know, somebody who understands gaming, let me know. Who understands coding. But I don't know, if they could do that, I would definitely heavily suggest it. Because I think it could be more fun than, I don't know, it's just one of those things where I'm like, we just need a little bit more. I really love The Sims 4, and I don't have too many complaints for it. One of my complaints, though, one of like my very few complaints really, is that I feel like it's like odd to me that when you start up the game that there's really no relationships between the pre-made sims. Like, for example, there's some sims that are like supposed to be like married or living together, supposed to be best friends, and like they don't really have any relationships, and it's so strange. And I don't know if that's an oversight or something. They just thought like maybe they thought, oh, they'll just be fine with reading the biographies of these sims. So that is one thing in my own save file that I'm working on. I'm currently not only just rebuilding the whole thing, I am trying to give all the sims relationships with their neighbors, each other, everyone in their household. For example, I was working on Johnny Zest. So Johnny Zest, I have been living in like a little trailer park that I made, and I also have Summer, Holiday, Liberty Lee, and Travis all living there. And it's just like working on other things. I actually have this whole thing where I have Johnny and Travis and Holiday all in a love triangle, because I love drama. But I was making it so that also Nancy and Johnny are very good friends, but that Joffrey and Johnny are not friends, they're enemies. So my idea was that like maybe it was Joffrey who pushed him out or something. I haven't really quite worked on what I was thinking. Maybe Nancy and Johnny could be siblings, but I don't know, that might not work out. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap up here. Make sure to download this off the gallery and check out some of my other content, and I'll see you in the next video.